So I watched your Giggle Worm 5 o'clock class, so I'm just going to talk about it with you. So I think that you actively engaged the members in the lobby as they were coming in. You were saying their names. As you greeted them, you also were making small talk about their weekend and things like that. The gym was suited for astically called the kids into class, so way to go there. As the kids were called in, you guys, for opening circle, did the hello song. You did introduce the flirting unit and the theme. You didn't go over last week's pop, but I never really do that, so not a big deal. It's just one of the things on here. You talked about the 3 rules. I really liked how you said no stinky feet at the tent and circus. That's really creative. All of the aspects aligned with the current lesson plan, so you're good to go there. It was also 5 minutes, so I have nothing to say really bad about your opening circle. It was all warm, enthusiastic, energetic, all that fun stuff. Your warm-up and group activity. So you told them what they were going to do. You told them where they were going to do it, where they weren't going to do it. You had all of them following you and being well-behaved children. So way to keep them all engaged on the wall as you were telling them what the next thing was. All of the songs were appropriately planned for the class. There was not really any small equipment, so I didn't put anything for that. You loved the music guide activities, which was great. It's good that you paused the music and showed them oh, here's what a monkey jump is, here's what a cartwheel is, that kind of thing. Because if they had never been here before, it's really hard to see what those things are. There was a lot of good jobs and there you goes, which I really like that, but kind of be more specific, like you say names and say wow, Mikey, you jumped all the way over the stretch rope or whatever it was. Just being a little bit more specific in your warm-ups and group activities. Group praise is also an easy thing to do, wow, you guys are all staying with me over here on the big red mat, or something along those lines. It was conducted safely. Leadership environment, all the above. I put on here, I love how creative you are at the very top. Kids are praised for their efforts at the end of the element. You were like, that was really fun. Thanks for hanging out with me. That's really great. You sang all the jingles of it's time to put these things away, it's time to sit by the wall, all that stuff. It was timed appropriately, so your warm-up and group activity ended at 5:19, which was perfect. And then, making groups, I liked how you called them up by their favorite color instead of their name, just switching it up, making it a little bit more fun, adding that color into class. Everyone sang the song, the right words to the song. They, for stations, you gave a starting signal at all of them except for station 3, but your station 3 was a little bit different than the other stations, which was fine. You utilized the 4 W's, you kind of kept them all with you in a fast way. You weren't super exaggerative in all of your explanations. And all of your skills of focus, you did show it first and last. I put on here, I love the arabesque sequence that you did on the little balance beam, just to add more stuff to it. Appropriate points of detail, add more your skill of focus just because that's the focus, but you did that all over the station, which was great. Kids were verbally involved. So kind of, sort of, maybe have them finish your sentence or something, or what does a giraffe say, or what does the zebra say, or something silly just to kind of get their feedback while you're in the station. Talent shows, I did write your times down. They are a little long, but it's 90 seconds, so I didn't really have a stopwatch, but I have on here 2 minutes each, so I'm taking that as 90 seconds. So I check marked both of those. Super easy. Your station formats match the lesson plan. Those are pretty easy. Obstacle courses are really easy. Expression concentration is kind of hard to show, but if you wanted to mix it up and do the zigzag ribbon thing, you could do that next time. Let's see. You reinforce the theme in all of your stations. I love that. Pretty much the whole class, really. You play background music. You worked from the inside in. Oh, so on the first little station over here, if you want to come on the other side, but if their cartwheel goes one way, you could have them stay on the other side, just so you could see the whole thing. But there was only 3 kids, so it's good. It was really good. There weren't really any wanderers, but I liked that you told, I think it was Kendall, you were like, oh, come back over here, we're not doing those yet, or we're not doing that right now. That was a good way to redirect her. Your proper progressions and individualization was wonderful in all 3. I liked the tuck jumps off of the 2-track stack. And then, did you do underswings under the tent? Or did they just go under there? I didn't know. I thought you did underswings, and I was like, wow, that's awesome.
No, they just went under, because I was afraid they're going to pull the parachute off.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And then way to go forward roll skills on the beam, on the little beam with, I think it was Gracie. So, proper spotting techniques, you got 3 checks on all of that. Kendall's cartwheel, her movement mechanics are kind of weird, but I think that we'll talk about that at team meeting because I think that the way that she lands her cartwheels are hard for all of us to learn how to spot to grow skills. So, anyway, let's see. I love your hidden spot markers. That was awesome. Okay, so the correct format was being used, theme was being used, safety issues were addressed. I don't really think you had that with these guys. They're a little bit older, so they knew to land on their feet, things like that. Your stations were timed appropriately. They were 7 to 8 minutes, just like the curriculum says, which is awesome. All children had sufficient reps of the skill focus. That was good to do. Music was paused. After station 1, you told the kids to freeze, but you didn't after 2 and 3, which was fine. Just get their attention. And then also, like, praise them. Like, wow, you all played with me at station 3 or whatever it was. But I know that that's kind of like, like the last thing you think of whenever you're trying to gate them, like, all together. So that's fine. You sang all the songs. There was no instructor rotation because there were only 3 kids. So I put a check mark, but that's not even relevant. The game, the rules were clearly explained and all of that stuff. I didn't get to hear your announcements, but I liked how you stayed out here and like connected with the parents. And it looked like the game was fun. The instructor that came in and did it, I have different notes for her. But you were present in building the relationships with the guys, and you said bye and thank you to everybody, which makes them want to come back because you're so fun. And okay, so this last part just says the big picture feedback. My SPF for you is I love how you used the theme throughout the entire class and kept the kids engaged. And then SPF would just be SPF more, or DP, sorry. SPF more, use their names and just be more specific. And remember that SPF comes before DP and never by itself. Just because I think sometimes, like, it wasn't just you. I think Yanni also did it in her, the way that she did, like, the game and stuff. So, like, we try to correct them first because it's, like, the first thing that's wrong, but we don't really see the good. So, just doing that next time. But, do you have any questions about this?
I don't think so. I think you, like, went over everything that, like, I need to, like, work on, but, like, as well as things I did good, so.
Yeah, so I only have X's on a few things. So we'll go over that feedback and learn how to do better next time. So let's see. I already mentioned about the good jobs and stuff like that, just being more specific. The stretch up, I know that Yanni was putting away the equipment from the warm-up, but just let the assist get the small equipment so you can kind of explain more of what we're going to do. So I just put on here, let your assist help you, because I know we've talked about those rules, but it was great. You seemed to work it with just the 3 of them, so no problems there. You didn't do a demonstration for Station 3, so that's kind of where the X's come from, because there wasn't like the 4 W's, you didn't really show them the skill focus. But, I mean, I liked how you were like, hey, you guys did so great, here's your reward. Like, I think that's great that you rewarded them for that, so that's what those X's mean. I'm trying to see if there's any other ones that reply to you and not Yanni. Yeah, I mean, most of this is all check marks. So, you did great. I am really proud of you. Just praising them at the end of their station, so like, freeze! Gigworms, you guys did so great staying with me. Now it's time to change, sing that whole song, let's go to our next station, that kind of thing. On here it says to check with the other instructors before beginning, but that wasn't really a big deal. So that's why I just put X's through it because you guys didn't have to do that. So I think that's it. And if you have any questions about what I have told you, or if something comes up later on, just let me know. I'm here for you. So if you have any questions about how kids react or anything like that, just please let me know.
I will.
Perfect.
Thanks.